Life is an unpredictable journey, sometimes filled with joy, sometimes with sorrow, and often with unexpected changes. Yet, the Stoic philosophers teach us a timeless truth. You cannot control what happens, but you can always control how you respond to it. Roman emperor and renowned Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius left us with powerful principles that guide us to cultivate a calm mind, a strong spirit, and the ability to remain steadfast in the face of life's challenges. Today, we present 7 Stoic principles that will help you become more resilient, peaceful, and unshakable from within. So, let's dive in. Number 1. Listen twice as much as you speak. The most powerful thinkers in the world rarely speak more than necessary. They understand that true knowledge comes not just from speaking, but from deeply listening. Stoic philosophers teach us, listen, understand, and then speak. This principle is incredibly important in our daily lives. When we make an effort to truly listen to others, we gain new perspectives, deepen our own thoughts, and enhance our understanding. If we only focus on speaking, we'll miss the invaluable lessons that come from hearing. By developing the habit of active listening, we can realize how much wisdom surrounds us. Epictetus says, "If you wish to learn something, first learn to listen." Listening is more important than speaking, because through listening, we absorb new information, open our minds, and learn from others' experiences. When we genuinely listen, our thoughts expand, and that's where true wisdom and insight emerge. Marcus Aurelius said, "Don't just speak your mind, but listen to others, for through their eyes, you will see more clearly." The greatest lessons often come from those who are outside our usual perspective. The more we listen, the richer we become. Understanding the feelings, viewpoints, and experiences of others holds a special kind of power. True wisdom arises when we can set aside our own opinions and truly hear others. Socrates famously said, "The more you listen, the more you learn." This practice allows us to realize that conversations are not just about speaking, but about understanding and growing. When we focus on listening, we deepen our connections with others and ourselves. We become more confident, knowing that what others have to say is just as important as our own words. Even in tough conversations, listening holds the key to building deeper relationships. It's not just about absorbing information, it's about connecting with others on a human level. When we listen, we allow others to feel heard, and in return, we learn from their stories. Remember, listen quickly, speak slowly, and judge even more slowly. This Stoic principle reveals a timeless truth. True wisdom comes not from speaking, but from listening. When we listen more than we speak, we open ourselves to new ideas and greater understanding. Number 2. Always be prepared for the worst. Life rarely follows a predictable path. No matter how carefully we plan, reality often unfolds beyond our control. The Stoic philosophers teach us that while we cannot control what happens, we can always control how we respond. This is where our true power lies. Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius once said, "Do not be troubled by imagining the future. Whatever comes, face it with courage." This idea forms the basis of a key Stoic practice known as premeditatio malorum, which means to mentally rehearse the worst-case scenarios and prepare for them in advance. The Stoics believed that if you are mentally prepared for the worst, no hardship can truly break you. Seneca expressed this wisdom clearly when he said, "A wise man is never surprised, because he is always prepared for everything." Difficult times are inevitable, that is the reality of life. But when you anticipate potential challenges and prepare yourself mentally, no misfortune can disturb your inner peace. Being prepared is not about living in fear, it is about cultivating the confidence to face whatever life brings. As Epictetus wisely said, "You cannot control what happens to you, but you can control how you respond. That is where your power lies." Being prepared for the worst does not mean expecting failure. It means building a resilient mindset that allows you to face any obstacle without losing your composure. Remember, fear only weakens you when you are unprepared. So, do not fear life's challenges. Instead, prepare yourself for any adversity. A prepared mind never breaks. Instead, it transforms every obstacle into a path to greater strength. Number 3. Be aware of the dangers of fortune. Fortune is never constant. Today you may be successful, but tomorrow you could fail. Such is the nature of life. Stoic philosophers teach us that external achievements do not define our true identity. Our real strength lies in our inner perspective and our responses. No matter how much we try, change is inevitable in life, and we must embrace the deep understanding that instability and change are the fundamental forces of nature. Marcus Aurelius said, "Loss is simply change, and change is the joy of nature." This statement is a key aspect of Stoic philosophy. It teaches us that we must view life's changes as a wonderful opportunity. Fortune is sometimes in our favor, sometimes against us. But how we accept those changes and misfortunes is what shapes our lives. The Stoics believed that our success or failure is determined not by external circumstances but by our perspective. When success comes into our lives, we should not be proud. Instead, we should learn humility. Success is transient. It is a temporary state that warns us to stay alert to our ego and desires. Instead, Stoics advise us to maintain inner peace, regardless of external success. Epictetus said, "The challenges we face are simply changes, a new beginning." However, during times of failure, our mental resilience should not falter. The Stoics knew that failure is an essential part of life. It makes us stronger, more resolute, and wiser. When we lose something, it comes with the purpose of teaching us more. It teaches us that we cannot view external achievements or possessions as the true source of happiness. Instead, happiness and peace lie within our mindset and how we respond. Being aware of the dangers of fortune means learning to view life as temporary. It helps us acknowledge our flaws and prepares us for change. Success and failure, both are parts of our lives. These changes are natural, and we must accept them so that we can remain calm and confident. Seneca, "Those who fear change will never experience true freedom." We must remember that fortune is never fixed. In every moment of life, while fortune may be changing, our inner strength can also evolve. Therefore, being prepared for every situation, accepting challenges, and facing them with confidence, this is our true power. So, do not fear the changes in fortune, for it is in change that the true joy of life lies. Number 4. Always be prepared for the worst. Life is unpredictable, and no matter how much we plan, challenges will inevitably arise. The Stoic practice of premeditatio malorum teaches us to mentally prepare for potential difficulties before they occur. By imagining the worst-case scenarios and preparing ourselves mentally, we become resilient to any obstacles that life throws our way. This mindset allows us to face difficulties with a sense of calm and inner strength, regardless of the situation. The Stoics believed that if we anticipate problems in advance, we are not only preparing ourselves for hardship but also fortifying our mental resilience. It's not about expecting failure or misfortune, but about recognizing that challenges are a natural part of life. When we prepare ourselves for difficulties, we diminish their power to overwhelm us when they arrive. Instead of being shocked or thrown off course, we face them with a sense of readiness and control. Epictetus wisely said, "If you expect problems, they will no longer disturb you." This philosophy encourages us to embrace challenges as opportunities to grow stronger, rather than as burdens to fear. When we accept that setbacks and obstacles are part of the human experience, we can approach life with a mindset that is less reactive and more proactive. This allows us to maintain composure and clarity in the face of adversity. Imagine a warrior preparing for battle. The warrior doesn't wait until the day of the fight to train. Instead, they prepare in advance, anticipating what might go wrong, what could happen, and how they can respond. This same principle applies to life. By contemplating the worst possible outcomes and developing strategies to handle them, we equip ourselves to endure whatever comes our way. Whether it's a personal loss, a financial setback, or an unexpected challenge at work, our preparedness is what will allow us to navigate through these events without losing our sense of peace. Seneca taught us that anticipating difficulties allows us to meet them with courage. The key is not to be afraid of what might come, but to mentally rehearse how we will handle it. When we do this, We train our minds to remain calm under pressure and strengthen our emotional resilience. When we practice premeditatio malorum, we also realize that suffering is not something to fear, but something we can learn to cope with. By anticipating suffering, we take away its surprise factor. We no longer let life's challenges catch us off guard. Instead, we face them with confidence, knowing that we have prepared for them. It's important to note that being prepared for the worst does not mean we should live in fear or focus solely on negative outcomes. Instead, it's about maintaining a balanced view of life and acknowledging that difficulty and discomfort are part of the human journey. It is through the challenges we face that we grow and develop true strength. Marcus Aurelius said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." In conclusion, by preparing ourselves for the worst, we are not inviting failure or misfortune. We are simply strengthening our ability to endure and thrive regardless of what happens. With this mindset, no matter what life brings, we are ready to face it with courage, strength, and inner peace. Number 5. Be prepared to fail. It's the path to progress. Failure is often viewed as a setback, something to avoid at all costs. But for Stoics, failure is not an end. It's an essential part of growth and progress. In fact, failure is a teacher that provides valuable lessons, and the most successful people are those who embrace it rather than fear it. Every mistake, every failure, is an opportunity to learn, to adapt, and to grow stronger. The Stoic philosophy teaches us that progress doesn't come from avoiding failure, but from understanding it and using it to move forward. What stands in the way becomes the way, as Marcus Aurelius said. This means that the obstacles we face, the failures we encounter, are not roadblocks, but stepping stones to our personal growth and development. Every challenge we face has the potential to shape us, to refine our abilities, and to push us toward success. Think of the artist who makes mistakes on the canvas. They don't stop, they don't quit their craft. Instead, they learn from every brushstroke, every error, and keep refining their work until they create something truly beautiful. Similarly, in life, we must view each failure as a brushstroke in our personal masterpiece. Each mistake is not a reason to give up, but a reason to keep going. Failure doesn't define us, it refines us. Seneca said, "The greatest obstacle to progress is the fear of failure. Embrace it and you will move forward." Failure teaches us humility, patience, and perseverance. It forces us to confront our weaknesses, to face our fears, and to step out of our comfort zones. Every time we fail, we become more capable of handling future challenges. Without failure, we wouldn't develop the resilience needed to navigate the complexities of life. Failure is not something to avoid, but something to embrace. Imagine a person trying to learn a new skill. At first, they may struggle. They might make mistakes, fail at first attempts, and feel discouraged. But with each failure, they gain a better understanding of their craft. They learn what works and what doesn't, and with persistence, they eventually master it. Progress in life works the same way. Failure is the path, not the destination. The key to success lies in how we respond to failure. When we see failure as part of the process, rather than an obstacle, we begin to approach life with a sense of curiosity and resilience. Failure becomes an integral part of our journey, not a roadblock but a necessary part of our evolution. Tetis once said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." This is just as true when it comes to failure. Our true wealth comes not from avoiding failure, but from embracing it, learning from it, and growing through it. By being prepared to fail, we give ourselves the freedom to take risks and make bold decisions. We stop fearing mistakes and start seeing them as opportunities for growth. Each failure is not a reason to stop, but a reason to continue. The path to success is paved with many failures, and each failure brings us one step closer to mastery. In conclusion, failure is not the enemy, it's the teacher. It's the catalyst for growth, the fire that forges our strength. Embrace failure, learn from it, and use it as a tool to progress. The more we fail, the more we grow, and the more capable we become in the face of life's challenges. Failure is not the end, but the beginning of progress. Number 6. Focus on what you can control. Let go of what you cannot. Life is constantly changing, and there are many things that happen beyond our control. We cannot control others, the circumstances, or fate. However, the one thing that remains completely in our control is our thoughts, feelings, and reactions. The Stoic philosophers have taught us that true freedom comes from the realization that external circumstances or others' actions do not determine our power, our response to them does. Every moment in life presents us with various external influences, whether from family, friends, work, or society's demands. Each situation calls us to respond in some way. However, the most important lesson the Stoics impart is that there is no need to worry about what we cannot control. Our strength and peace come only from controlling our own mind and reactions. Marcus Aurelius said, "Your mind is in your control, not external events." Realizing this truth will give you power. This quote reminds us that the challenges of life or external events cannot take away our peace or strength, as long as we don't allow our minds to be dependent on them. In the midst of external chaos, the only thing we can control is our response. If we learn to keep our minds calm, no external situation can disturb us. Imagine you're facing a tough situation, feeling pain, frustration, or stress. But if you remind yourself that this situation is out of your control, your mind will begin to calm down. You will understand that how you react to it is entirely in your hands. This is your power, this is your freedom. Epictetus said, "It is not the events or circumstances we face that matter, but how we respond to them." This perspective teaches us that our primary goal should be to live a life where we prioritize controlling our inner state, rather than being overwhelmed by what is happening around us. If something occurs that we cannot control, our goal is simply to control our response to it. This understanding provides us with a profound sense of peace, because the more we realize that we cannot control external events, the more we can focus on controlling our own minds. In this way, if we focus less on external situations and more on maintaining our inner peace, we will experience true freedom. Our life will be more stable, peaceful, and happy, because our power and peace lie within. In any situation, our focus should be on controlling our response and thoughts in each moment. So, the next time you face any situation, remember, focus on what you can control and let go of what you cannot. Your peace, power, and freedom all depend on your inner attitude. Number 7. Practice gratitude every day. In the rush of daily life, it's easy to forget the simple yet profound things we have. We often focus on what's lacking or what's going wrong, rather than appreciating the abundance already present in our lives. However, the Stoic philosophers remind us that no matter how difficult our circumstances may be, there is always something to be grateful for. Gratitude is not just a fleeting emotion. It's a practice that, when cultivated daily, has the power to transform our mindset and our life. In times of hardship, it's crucial to remember that gratitude helps us shift our focus from lack to abundance. When we are grateful, we start seeing the good in everything around us, even the smallest moments. It's easy to be consumed by negative thoughts and worries, but gratitude is a powerful tool that redirects our minds toward possibilities and potential, away from despair. When we practice gratitude, we move from a mindset of scarcity to one of abundance. Marcus Aurelius said, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to think, to enjoy, to love." This quote reminds us that waking up every day is a gift, a privilege that so many people take for granted. Every day we are alive, we are given a chance to experience the world, learn, grow, and connect with others. Taking a moment each morning to appreciate this simple truth can change the way we approach our day. Gratitude shifts our attention to the present. Instead of worrying about what we don't have or what may come in the future, we focus on the richness of the moment we are living in. The very act of practicing gratitude can change our emotional state and make us more resilient. By focusing on the good things, our health, our loved ones, our experiences, and the beauty around us, we start to see that life itself is a gift, even amidst challenges. Seneca: "A grateful mind is a great mind which eventually attracts to itself great things." When we consciously practice gratitude, we train our minds to focus on the positive. It's easy to get caught up in the whirlwind of life and forget the simple blessings. But gratitude grounds us in the present, helping us stay mindful and content with what we have. It doesn't mean ignoring the difficulties of life, but rather acknowledging the beauty and goodness that still exists despite them. One of the best ways to cultivate gratitude is by keeping a daily gratitude journal. At the end of each day, take a moment to reflect on the things you are thankful for. They don't need to be grand or extraordinary, the simple moments matter the most. Perhaps it's the smile of a stranger, a peaceful walk in nature, or the warmth of a cup of tea. Over time, this practice trains your mind to focus on the positive and appreciate the abundance that exists in your life. The Stoics understood that gratitude is a way to stay grounded in reality, to accept life as it is, and to be thankful for the opportunity to live it fully. Gratitude allows us to accept both the joys and struggles of life with grace and humility. In conclusion, practicing gratitude is one of the most powerful ways to enhance our well-being. It helps us shift our focus from what's missing to what's present. Gratitude makes sense of our past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. By embracing gratitude, we align ourselves with the essence of life itself, appreciating every moment we are given. Final thought. Life is never easy, but when your mind is free, nothing can disturb you. If you wholeheartedly adopt the Stoic principles, you'll realize that the challenges or hardships of life can never defeat you. Instead, you'll learn to use those challenges as your strength. Mindfulness, patience, and dedication to truth will keep you steady and calm. So, embrace the Stoic way of life and accept life in its entirety. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and share it.